Hey guys, Dave here. Welcome to the Centurions Review, the punk rock band of war game review institutions. Don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. This is War in the Ice from SPI. This apparently was originally it was a box game, but I bought this from someone in the past, and he must have lost the box or something. He has all the components. He's got everything but the box, but looks like it'll be fully playable. Let's have a look here and see what's in it. The rule book itself has 24 pages, but it's not all rules. Got some fluff in the back. Quite a bit, actually. So it only goes to page 14 with the rules. The rest is like a situation briefing. But let's see the rules here. Starts off going over what the counters are and what the numbers mean. You got anti-armor strength, anti-infantry strength, anti-air strength, and electronic warfare strength. And let's go through the introduction. War in the Ice simulates a hypothetical war in Antarctica in the last decade of the 20th century. Players maneuver unit counters representing the land and air units of the United States, Soviet Union, and South American Union. There are two versions of the game, one in which the nations contest each other with conventional weapons, and one in which the remnants of a strange subterranean civilization intercede with their advanced alien technology and motivation. Thus, War in the Ice is both a conventional and a science fiction game, so this sounds like something right up my alley. It's got a glossary of terms in it, and goes over victory. Looks like you gain resource points, and that's how you get victory, is through that. Let's go to it's got levels of victory too. Looks like it can be played with up to 3 players. There's 3-player scenarios. That's kind of cool. So you got a marginal, substantive, or a decisive victory. Sequence of play: unit purchase, weather determination phase, supply phase, airdrop phase, air transport phase, air detection phase, satellite phase, land movement phase, air scramble phase, and then the combat phase. And the combat phase has a bunch of steps in it. We'll go over those. There's an air-to-air sequence, an anti-aircraft segment, paradrop air mobile insertion segment. Could you imagine parachuting into Antarctica to fight? Tactical decision segment, combat resolution segment, break off determination segment, and then up here there's a basing segment, and then the last phase after the combat phase is construction phase and air ferry phase, and then game turn advancement. One thing I noticed is most of the phases deal with air power or aircraft, and there's even a satellite phase, so looks like air power is going to be very important in this game. Alright, so now it's going over land movement, which and it gives the inhibitions and prohibitions. I guess that's telling you where you're allowed to move to and where you can't. Air movement. It's got escort, interception, air ferrying, initiative and stacking. Initiative and combat. And the stacking, there's no, you can stack as much as you wish. Oh, correction, you can have any number of friendly or enemy units in a hex, as well as just one base, well, obviously just one base, and 3 sensors, so one of each nationality, so I guess the stacking limit really applies to the sensors. Alright, now it's going over the combat in detail: air combat, anti-aircraft combat, land combat, breaking off. Then it's going over resources and unit purchasing. I wonder if this takes a long time to play if you're buying new units each turn. I mean, games like that usually are good, but they can last a long time, especially if you keep just bringing in more and more reinforcements. It's going over supply, airdrops, air transport, supply capacity. And it's got detection. There's air detection, detection during land movement, and you got sensor detection. So I guess sensors are really important in this game. And it's going over satellites now, recon satellite watch, and there's even killer satellites, and you can attack satellites with lasers. And I think this game is supposed to represent, you know, it's supposed to represent the future, and their future was 1991, because this is from like 1978, so it's 2019 now, so it's kind of funny to see a game that is about a future combat in 1991. Alright, special unit capabilities, there's engineers. It's going over the paratroopers and air mobile troops, lasers, garrisons, and it's got something about weather here. And then there's optional rules such as magnetic disruption, sea transport, naval blockade, sensor-activated mines. That's cool. Aerial sensor emplacement, interesting. And political influence. And now it's got the scenarios. USA versus USSR, gradual escalation. That's the first one. Second one is USA versus USSR versus South American Union, gradual escalation. And then USA versus USSR, prior buildup. And USA versus USSR versus South American Union, prior buildup. So what is that, 4 scenarios? That's not bad. And here's a 5th one, the science fiction game. It's talking about subterranean stuff here. Here's the charts. You got a lock-on chart, anti-aircraft fire results tables, hit tables, land combat result tables, break-off table, detection tables, subterranean force option charts, stasis revival table, and subterranean movement allowance chart. What's good is they have a chart for the second player too. There's so many games from the past where they either just had the charts in the books and you had to keep handing the rule book back and forth across the table, or they had just one set of charts and then you had to keep passing the charts back and forth. This is nice. They have one set for each player. Alright, it's going on more here about the subterraneans and the scenarios. And the subterraneans have special unit capabilities such as anti-grav lifters, ice drills, energy converters, psi masters. So I guess they, what is that, ESP or so, psionics, interesting. And then some designer notes. So this looks cool, old game, but it looks cool. Here, let's have a look at the counters. This is like 40 years old, this game, so the counters are starting to get this pretty discolored. But for back then, well, let's see what they got. They got standard unit symbols on some of them. Others just have pictures of aircraft, and you have some informational counters such as detected. For 1978, these look fine. I mean, they're of reasonable thickness too, so obviously they don't hold a stick to today's counters, but for back then, they're pretty good. Let's take a look at the map. Alrighty, starting at the bottom, you have a turn track with dates, and then you have a South American Union supply track, USA supply track here, and up here we have a resource cost chart, a transit track, and a supply cost chart. And over here you have a USSR supply track, and then you have a terrain effects chart, movement allowance chart, and weather table. So it's got quite a bit of useful information on the map, so that's good. Anyhow, just wanted to show you guys this game. It seems pretty interesting for an old game. I look forward to trying it soon. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please click like on it, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to this channel. And as always, have a good evening.